welcome you all here to the ASC Awards night, known the world over as the Crimmy Awards or the Crimmies. I promised everyone I would start tonight with a 10-minute no more comedy monologue. The idea was to attract more people to the awards. It seems to have backfired very badly, and large group of people waiting out there till I finish, and they're going to come in and watch the awards in 10 minutes. My name is Shad Maruna. You probably don't know me, but we've likely cited each other at some stage. It's always so weird to put faces to the name tags at these things. People never look like you'd expect them to look from the citation. I was at a conference the other day in Chicago. Someone introduced me. They said, Professor Maruna, and then there was quite blank stares. Tumbleweed, and they said, from Queen's University Belfast. And well, that's very nice, and they clearly had no idea who I was. And he sort of leaned in and he said, from 2001. So they were quite impressed. I've been citing 2001 Maruna for years. I've always wanted to see Maruna 2001. As you know, I'm the president this year, and along with our fabulous executive council and my fantastic conference chairs, who I hope are here, maybe not, somebody? Yeah, good, anyway. They'll be at the bar. And we've tried to do some new things at this conference. One thing we're awfully proud of is the new child care voucher scheme that we've introduced at this conference. Yes, it took us till 2023 to realize that some ASC members actually have children, and some of them actually looked after them, which is big news to the boomers. From some of us Gen X are well aware. Joking, we were feeling quite smug though about this new scheme until one of my friends, who will remain nameless, sent me a website from the Satanic Society of America, and I said, why are you sending me this? And she said, scroll down, and apparently the Satanists have offered on-site childcare at their gatherings for at least a decade now. So it did get me thinking, however, if you were a Satanist, would you want your sitter to be satanic approved, or would you rather be working on the private? I clearly shouldn't go there on the religion. Some of my best friends are Satanists. No offense. Look, I should get to the awards here soon. Some of you have come to hear the Southern lecture, and you're getting nervous. You might have been aware that there's been nonstop criminology lectures on the program from 8 a.m. till about 6:30. So we get a little nervous when there's not another crim lecture that we can immediately go to. Have you ever tried to explain an ASC conference to a non-academic? We can call them normals. The normals assume that when we come to a place like Philadelphia that we're on some sort of boondoggle, that we're out there sightseeing, going to a Sixers game, running up the Rocky Steps and these kind of things. And most of us are lucky if we leave the hotel to get coffee because the line is too long in the Starbucks. This is why it's so hard for us to date normals as academics. Anyone here ever try that? When you first meet normal people, you tell them that you're a criminologist, and initially they're really fascinated by, oh my God, that's so exciting. Do you see a lot of dead bodies? There may be some in this audience, but no, you say, eventually you cave in and you say, oh yeah, I've seen my share of dead bodies. You don't mention it was your department chair and your grandmother that you saw, but then they start dating you and they find out what we really do, and that's where the trouble starts. They're like, oh, this is what you do every day till 10, 11 o'clock at night. And you'll see them at the dinner table, and you're trying to tell them about this grant that you should have gotten, but they gave to some guy at Maryland. And while you're talking, they're literally swiping left on their phones, and you say, yeah, excuse me, what are you doing there? Oh, it's just a new app I downloaded. It's a little game called Get Me the Hell Out of Here. Anyhow, you can understand why some criminologists date other criminologists. That way they can totally geek out 24 hours a day. It's like ASC every day. you can be married to criminology and raise your kids as tiny little grad students, you know, and the sad thing is there's people out there right now who are thinking, God, wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that, look, I don't know where we are on my timing. I think I'm okay. I one or two more. You can time these things, but you can't time for how long people are going to laugh. Don't get me wrong, I have budgeted for some serious laughter breaks on a couple of these. That should have been a bit longer on that one, but there is, I've got comebacks in case of hecklers. I'm prepared for a Chris Rock, Will Smith type moment at some point. Basically, anyone who heckles automatically gets assigned an 8 a.m. slot on Saturday for the rest of their conferences. The thing about these conferences, I'm skipping some jokes so my transition's off here, but I guess everybody wants something different from these meetings. Some people say they're all about networking, that it's one big jobs fair. And I remember when I was on the job market 25 years ago, we had a wonderful system where we had these stickers on our name tags. Does anybody remember the stickers? Does anyone, old people in the audience? Good. You'd have a green sticker if you were looking for work, and a red sticker, if I remember right, if you were on a search committee and you were hiring for somebody. And it was a cute system, but it was very old-fashioned in technology, obviously. We were an old-fashioned organization. And it was also quite binary, this idea of looking for work, not looking for work. I mean, it's you know, I'm not looking for a job, but I'm not looking for a job at the same point. And you know, if somebody's, you know, we really need to develop technology that would adapt to this kind of contextuality. Like if you're talking to somebody at a reception and they're telling you about their incredible department with fantastic colleagues and the 2-2 teaching load, your tag should just start glowing green, just sort of keep talking, and likewise, it should work the other way around too. So maybe you start with a red light on, and then somebody's droning on and on to you about their new research, blah, 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 and you're like a mood ring. Your tag should just start to turn gray and then black, just take over the entire name tag until they walk away in shame. No. I'm joking, of course. We love it when people come up to us. Honestly, these are my 3 favorite days of the year. Like 362 days out of every year, you're treated with nothing but absolute contempt and disgust by your administration, your students, your kids. But then for 3 glorious days every year, we get to put on these name tags, and we enter this weird world where we are the cool kids for 3 days, and people coming up to you, you know, oh, could you sign my program? Just sign it, Maruna 2001, and these sort of things. Sometimes the whole 3 days of celebrity, though, gets too much for me, and I have to escape the conference for just a couple hours. Last year, I left the conference in Atlanta and went to this hipster cafe just an hour or so away from the conference. And I'm just sort of chilling, just trying to get myself back together. And this hipster waitress with a nose ring and leather and all this, she comes up to me and says, "Sorry, are you Shad Maruna from the ASC?" And I'm thinking, God, you know, you can't go anywhere. And I said, you know, have you read Making Good? And she says, no, pal, you're wearing a name tag that says Shad Maruna, ASC. So, right, let's get to some awards. Thanks very much. Thank you. Okay, right. So I'm going to start by inviting the recipients of this year's Ruth Peterson Fellowship up on stage to join. Right. There'll be a time to applaud. We've got music, though. That's pretty cool. The Ruth Peterson Fellowship for Racial and Ethnic Diversity are given to outstanding PhD students of color, especially those from racial and ethnic groups underrepresented in the field, to enter the field of criminology or to facilitate the completion of their degrees. We have 3 outstanding award winners this year. Only 2 are able to join us in alphabetical order. The first fellow is a doctoral student in criminology, law, and society at George Mason. He's a grad research assistant at the fantastic Advancing Correctional Excellence, or ACE, Center. Under the direction of award winner May Taxman, his work centers around race, gender, identity, and something called assistance narratives has been published. Yeah, I know. It's What Will They Think of Next has been published in Criminal Justice and Behavior, Youth and Justice Aggression and Violent Behavior, among other outlets. Please join me in congratulating C.J. Appleton. The second recipient, the second recipient is a doctoral candidate in the Department of Criminology at the University of South Florida. Her research uses an interdisciplinary, intersectional framework to explore how sociocultural factors influence criminal behaviors, victimization experiences, and the perceptions of crime among marginalized and minoritized groups. She has published in the American Journal of Criminal Justice and Behavior, among other outlets. Please join me in congratulating Vanessa Centellis. Okay. And they turn the page. Our final Peterson Fellow, who couldn't be here, Sheena Gilbert, is a PhD student at the School of Criminology and Criminal Justice at the University of Nebraska in Omaha. She's done fantastic research on personal victimization in Native communities, missing Native American children, and other topics. And let's give it up for Sheena Gilbert. Okay. Second prize to give out is the Graduate Student Poster Award winners. So the poster award winners will join me on stage again. The Graduate Student Poster is given to recognize outstanding scholarly work of students judged primarily on the scientific merit and secondarily on visual appeal. I hope you caught, when is the poster reception is Thursday, so I hope you will catch I wrote these in the past. Anyway, I hope you catch the awards on Thursday night, or you catch the posters on Thursday night. So there's going to be some fantastic work. Third place poster prize winner this year is from the University of Maryland, with a poster titled "Criminalizing Queerness: An Empirical Analysis of Queer Strain and Criminal Convictions." Even. Congratulations to Jessica Roskowskis. Yeah, great. Second place poster from the University of Central Florida, titled County Intimate Partner Polyvictimization, Using Biodiversity Measures to Analyze Non-Fatal Victimization in Florida. Congratulations to Julio Montana. Stick around. And finally, the first place winner of the poster competition is from the University of Cambridge in England, with the poster Misconduct Clusters Among Correctional Officers. Congratulations to Nicholas Goldrose. The next prize is the Gene Cart Student Paper Award. It's established in 1971, and in recent years it's been sponsored by Wiley. The award is given to recognize outstanding scholarly work of students of all levels. If they could join me up on the stage. Student. There's one of them, yeah. Come on up, come on up. Maybe just two, yeah. Okay, great. So the third place paper is from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, go Badgers, with the essay, Prosecution for Services, How Access to Services Through the Criminal Legal System Shapes Prosecutors' Decisions. Give it up for Kiara Cleo Packard. And second place from Northeastern University in Boston with the essay, Degrees of Difference, Do College Credentials Earned Behind Bars Improve Labor Market Outcomes? Let's give a hand for Abby Ballou. First place essay from Duke University titled Shattered Dreams, Paternal Incarceration, Youth Expectations, and Intergenerational Transmission of Disadvantage. Congratulations to Garrett Bank. Local favorites. Right, the next award is the Teaching Award. The Teaching Award, established in 2008, is given to recognize excellence in undergraduate or graduate teaching over the span of the academic career. This year's winner is an Associate Professor of Criminal Justice at California State University in Sacramento. She teaches about global criminology, human rights, gender, law, and crim theory. In 2019, she created and led the first study abroad course ever in her department. They didn't go to Ireland or to London, they went to Ghana, and she has taken students there every summer ever since. While in Ghana, students learn about comparative criminal justice, they visit correctional facilities, meet Supreme Court justices, observe court cases, reflect on the slave dungeons as the birthplace of modern mass incarceration. In her free time, she's also established book clubs in Folsom, Sacramento, and Solano prisons, and she's gotten her students at CSU involved as interns in those classes. Now that is what I call excellence in teaching. A big hand for this year's Teaching Award winner. I haven't said her name yet. Nicole Farr. Right, the next award is the Mentor Award, established in 2014, is given to recognize excellence in mentorship and enriching the professional lives of others in the field. Sean, with us? Oh, for God's sakes, of course he doesn't sit where he's supposed to sit. This year's winner, you haven't indeed, and you're not going to start tonight. This year's winner has a stellar record of collaboration with mentees as both professor at SUNY Albany and a senior policy researcher at RAND. He mentors students utilizing team-based learning approaches and through collaborative research project in the Pearl Lab, which he directs. He's published countless articles with students and mentees, a majority of which students serve as the lead authors. He's mentored his students in grant writing and has provided supervision in the processes of grant administration and complex data collection. The last testament to his skill building and professional development as a mentor is the sheer success of his mentees in academia. And well beyond, give it up for my friend Sean Bushway. Okay. Oh, wait. Sean's going to try to take the mic here. This is getting ugly. The Ruth Shonley Cavan New Scholar Award is given to recognize outstanding scholarly contributions to the discipline of criminology by someone who has received a PhD or similar graduate degree no more than 5 years previously. This year's award winner can't be here today. He's had a family emergency. He's an assistant professor of sociology at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. His research examines the historical origins of mass incarceration, race in the criminal justice system, online drug markets, public opinion, and social network analysis. Join me in congratulating Scott Duxbury. Our next award is the Joan Petersilia Outstanding Article Award. If the awardees could join me on stage. The Petersilia Award is given for the peer-reviewed article published in the previous calendar year that makes the most outstanding contribution to research in the field of criminology. This year's winning article is titled, "We're Still Dying Quicker Than We Can Affect Change. Black Lives Matter and the Limits of 21st Century Policing Reform," published in the American Journal of Sociology. The paper is a three-hander. We've got two of the three authors here. The first author, Michelle Phelps, is Associate Professor of Sociology in Minnesota and the co-author of Breaking the Pendulum, The Long Struggle Over Criminal Justice, among many other works on mass probation, policing, and penal transformation. And Christopher E. Robertson is a PhD candidate in sociology, a Minnesota Population Center graduate trainee, and a Robert Wood Johnson Foundation scholar. His research examines how historic spatial racism influences police community relations and population health. They can't be joined by the third author, Amber Joy Powell, but she is an assistant professor of sociology and criminology at the University of Iowa. Her research examines the intersection of gendered racialized violence, law, and the carceral state, and has been published in Law and Society Review and Gender and Society. Join me in congratulating them. Okay, the Michael J. Hindelang Outstanding Book Award winner was established in 1992, is given for a book published within the last 3 years that makes the most outstanding contribution to the field. This year's winner is the incredible 2021 Little Brown & Co. book, Halfway Home, Race, Punishment, and the Afterlife of Mass Incarceration, written by my friend Ruben Miller from the University of Chicago. Ruben is in Italy and can't make it today as badly as he wanted to be here. Ruben, as you know, is the winner of the MacArthur Genius Prize last year, only slightly less coveted than the Michael J. Hindelang Award. And he is quite simply among the most important and gifted voices writing about crime and justice today. Unfortunately, he can't be here. Give it up for her. If you're watching on camera. Next, we move on to the ASC Fellows, and if the fellows would join me up on stage. The designation of fellow is given to recognize scholarly contributions to criminology and distinction in the discipline. Longevity alone is not sufficient. Examples of contributions may include innovations in public policy, as well as enhancing diversity, equity, and inclusion within the society and the field of criminology. We've got an outstanding group of fellows joining me up on stage this evening. Again, in purely alphabetical order, no order of importance. Our first fellow is the Ralph D. Mershon Professor of Human Security and Professor of Sociology at The Ohio State University. Her research career has been dedicated to understanding and addressing violence in different contexts and assessing policy and practices that can mitigate or exacerbate its effects and impacts. She's one of the founding PIs of the Global Terrorism Database and co-creator of Government's Actions in Terrorist Environments, GATE project, which has expanded traditional theories to consider how political elites can embolden violence by openly expressing hostility toward marginalized groups. It couldn't be a more timely and important topic in the times we're living in. Congratulations to Laura Dunn. The second new fellow is the Distinguished Professor of Criminal Justice at Penn State Harrisburg. He served as a fellow at Harvard University's W.E.B. Du Bois Center for African and African American Research. As a Du Boisian scholar, he has published broadly in the area of race, ethnicity, and justice, including the books African American Criminological Thought and W.E.B. Du Bois on Crime and Justice. He's the founding editor of the ASC journal Race and Justice, and he's the winner of the 2022 ACJS Outstanding Book Award for his book with George Higgins, Shopping While Black, Consumer Racial Profiling in America. Many congratulations to Sean Gavinin. Okay. The third new fellow is the director of the School of Criminology and Criminal Justice and the Watts Endowed Professor of Public Safety at Arizona State University. Although she spent much of her career at University of Missouri at St. Louis, as you'll know, her research has been funded by the MacArthur Foundation, the National Institute of Justice, Pew Charitable Trusts, and Arnold Ventures, among others. She has served as the vice president and executive counselor of the ASC and the president of the Association of Doctoral Programs in Criminology and Criminal Justice. Welcome our newest fellow, Beth Hubner. Okay. Last but not least, our fourth new fellow is professor in the Department of Criminology, Law, and Society at the University of California, Irvine. Her research interests include inequality and the collateral consequences of mass incarceration. In October 2014, she was appointed by President Barack Obama to serve as the director of the National Institute of Justice, where she led the development of the agency's first strategic research plans in the area of corrections, safety, health, and wellness, and policing. Many congratulations to Nancy Rodriguez. Okay. A couple more. The Herbert Block Award, established in 1961, is given to recognize outstanding service contributions to the ASC in the field of criminology. This year's winner can't be with us tonight, unfortunately. She is the University Professor of Criminology, Law, and Society at George Mason University. That's, I think, 3 for GMU, and Director of GMU's Center for Evidence-Based Crime Policy. She is an ASC Fellow and Co-Editor-in-Chief of Criminology and Public Policy. Many congratulations to Cynthia Lum. Now, this is where I was supposed to make that joke. The August Vollmer Award, established in 1959, is given to recognize an individual whose scholarship and professional activities have made outstanding contributions to justice and or to the treatment and prevention of criminal and delinquent behavior. This year's winner is also from George Mason University. That's 3. She is the university professor at the Schar School of Policy and Government at GMU. She has published more than 230 articles and is currently a PI for the National Institute on Drug Abuses, Justice Community Opioid Innovation Network, JCOIN, and the National Institute of Health's HEAL Accelerator, HEAL. Both focus on her passion for translating science into practice. She is an author of numerous books, including Implementing Evidence-Based Community Corrections and Addiction Treatment with Stephen Blanco, and she's the co-editor of Health and Justice. I didn't write this down, but tomorrow she's going to be giving her address for the Vollmer Award in Salon D at 11 o'clock, and Stephen will be there. There'll be Fergus McNeil, myself, and a number of other respondents to the lecture, so please join us for that. We love her so much in the division of corrections and sentencing that we have not once but twice given her the Distinguished Scholar Award in our division. She's also won the Rita Warren and Ted Palmer Differential Intervention Treatment Award. Let's add this to her long list of prizes. Give a big round of applause to my friend Faye Taxman. All right. The Thorsten Celine and Sheldon and Eleanor Gluck Award was established in 1974. It's given to recognize criminological scholarship that considers problems of crime and justice as they are manifested outside the United States, internationally or comparatively. This year's recipient, Katja Franco, couldn't be here tonight in person with us. She's the professor at the University of Oslo, Norway. She's a member of the Norwegian Academy of Science and Letters. Katja has published extensively on globalization, migration, and border control. Her recent publications include the 2023 Oxford University Press Award, press book, Victimhood, Memory, and Consumerism. And she's also written in 2020, The Crimigrant Other, Migration and Penal Power. I'm getting tired. Accepting the award on her behalf, we'll get the award to her. Finding is here, but anyhow, congratulations to Katja Franco. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for me to shut up, our last award of the night. It's somewhere, and then hopefully our award winner is somewhere. Oh, wonderful, good.